Hello and welcome back to this series of videos where we unpack the different HSC music topics, what the heck they mean, and how to get started talking about them. Today we're going to talk about texture. Let's hook into it. So texture is basically the layers of sound in a song and how they relate to each other. We've got some technical terms we can use to describe the different layers in songs, so let's unpack them and define them now. The first one is monophonic. Mono meaning one, and that kind of speaks for itself. It means one melody, no harmony, no accompaniment. It might be, say, two voices singing the same melody. That's totally fine, that's still monophonic, as long as it's just one melody, no harmonic accompaniment, no harmonies added in between the voices, nothing like that, just one melody, monophonic. Then we have homophonic, which means a melody and some simple accompaniment, usually chordal. So think of, say, vocals and piano in a pop song, but nothing else. So just melody and supporting harmonic accompaniment. Then we have heterophonic, which is multiple parts doing the same melody, but each one is doing a different variation of that melody. So you might have one part that's doing a very clean, straight melody, another that's filled with ornamentation, another that's rhythmically displaced the melody, perhaps now it's a quaver later, another that has put a slightly different rhythmic spin on the same melody, but they're all playing simultaneously with those variations. Then we have polyphonic, which means multiple different melodies all playing at the same time. Unlike heterophonic, they're not the same melody being played at the same time, they're different. They're completely separate, unique melodies that are being played at the same time. We can also talk about parts that are playing in unison, so that's parts that are doing the same thing at the same time together. And we also might have parts that are playing in rhythmic unison, so that is the same rhythm at the same time, but perhaps they're playing different notes or different melodies, but the same rhythm at the same time. We can also talk about the entry points of parts. Now, typically what we get here is something called staggered entry, where we see different parts coming in at different points in the song. So this staggered entry might be fairly close. Maybe they're just coming in a quaver after each other, kind of like a waterfall effect. Or maybe the staggered entry is quite delayed and they have longer, larger gaps between the parts coming in. In this sense, you could have a song that rolls through quite a few different textural ideas. So you might have something that starts monophonic, and then through staggered entry we get a different part come in to make the texture homophonic. Maybe then we have another part in, again staggered entry, that turns it into a polyphonic or a heterophonic texture. Who knows? But what we call that is staggered entry, and usually that has an impact and changes the texture of the piece. That's pretty much all we need to talk about with texture. It's not a massive topic, as we said before, but it is quite technical and it's quite easy to miss things. So it's really important to identify and practice being able to identify the different layers and different instruments in a song and working out what they're doing in relation to each other and how that changes the texture of the song. As always, state the obvious, even if it seems like, gosh, anybody with ears who puts this on in the background is obviously going to hear that. Still put it down, write it down. They want to know. They want to know that you can see and hear and state the obvious. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I will catch you next time.